Hello and good morning. What's going on, everyone? Still getting some things set up. My apologies. Looks like OBS is dropping some packets though, so we'll see how good or how long this lasts. But anyways, my name is Vega. Welcome back to another episode of Caffeine and Crypto on the Serpent X Tech channel, where I welcome you to join me with a caffeinated beverage of your choice. And we look at some markets, which, yeah, we fell below 20K now. And that's not really good because, as I mentioned in a number of posts online, which if you haven't followed me on Twitter, you should probably do that. I expected more pain. When we fell originally from 32 to 20 something, I specified there would be more pain in the market. A lot of people are freaking out. Thank you, Crypto Mikkel, for bringing everybody over. Viewers have just joined. Thank you. So OBS is saying packets are being lost, but I can't tell what is the issue. So we're just going to keep on going. Got some news articles to go over here. But this is pretty bad, right? So the fact that we fell below 20K, which was supposed to be a major support level, is not good long term, or short term, excuse me. Long term, what I expect, and this is not financial advice, is that we should see some type of push up. We may fall a little bit more than this, right? So we could fall out and touch 16. My next level is 18.5 and then 16K. 18.5 and 16K are my next two levels to keep an eye on, that we might stop this downward momentum and panic of the people, right? Because that's exactly what's happening. A lot of retail investors in the game, losing a lot of money. They're selling at a loss, freaking out, concerned, watching the news, listening to this, that, and the other. And they're getting that. The bearish sentiment is just affecting people and it's going through one by one. But there's also a number of key events that obviously are impacting that. Inflation, the CPI, so on and so forth, and a couple other things that we're going to talk about in today's video. But my next two key levels, 18.5, 16K, are what I'm looking at, that we can hopefully hold and stop this, like the Spartans, stop this from going any further. Because we touched the 2017, where we've fell below the 2017 high now, right? Or we've touched the 2017 high. And Bitcoin normally does do this in its cycles, right? So it pumps up to a new all-time high and then comes back down to its previous all-time high, whether that be the 2019 one or the 2017. So we fell all the way back to the beginning, and here we are. I expect something to happen September, October, which is quite funny because that kind of aligns with what? Let's see if the class will get it. I see some of you in the live chat. Let me say hello to my folks and we'll get into some news. Thank you for my future viewers that bear with me. Automatic, what's up? Magic Lucky, Crypto Mikkel, Dave Collins, Jay Bohannon, Gordon Murray, Seb, what's up, bud? Seb Chaps, Black Cat Crypto. So the question is, I believe that Bitcoin, we may go sideways for these next few months, right? June, July, August, but something that it should pop out of this trend September, October. And what does that coincide with? What would Bitcoin pumping at September, October that we believe a major event will be happening in the future? Let me know your thoughts in the live chat or the comments down below, and we'll talk about that in a minute. What does that date or that time frame coincide with? So here's where crypto experts are shrugging off the Bitcoin crash. Now, first off, this is nothing to me, right? So I've been through a number of bear markets, a number of crypto crashes, a number of situations where the hardware is really hard to get. You know, you can't get it anywhere. Demand is outstripping the supply. So this is not new to me. I've been through a number of these, so I'm not really worried about it. I'm just continuing true, moving forward in the path in which I want to. Exactly, Black Cat Crypto. There you go. The September-October range, going back to that question that I just asked, the September-October range is going to be the merge, right? It coincides with the merge. And that's important because a number of reasons. One, it's basically a buy the rumor, sell the news, right? So that the people are going to make money on the Ethereum merge, not because they believe in Ethereum, not because they want Ethereum to succeed, but just because it's the most talked about crypto, and I'm tired of talking about it, honestly. And it's just it's gonna be perfect timing that Bitcoin pumps when the merge happens, right? They really need to complete the merge during this downturn, so that way when Bitcoin starts to pump, the Ethereum ecosystem can enjoy those profits as it follows, right? Because mostly every crypto follows Bitcoin, unless it decides to become uncorrelated and go on its own, which is a possibility that Ethereum could do. But very strange or very coincidental that I believe Bitcoin should start to get out of this downward trend towards September, October. It may pump up. It might have these little bursts, right, where we pump back up to 30 something K and then come back down. But we're definitely in a downfall or descending wedge or descending triangle, whatever the heck you want to call it, whatever the TA experts call it. I'm not a TA expert. I'm just saying, looking at the charts and paying attention to the way things are going economically throughout the world, that we're probably going to continue to move sideways or downwards as people are fearful. But then, and it usually happens. Let's look at the past real quick. Let's look at the past real quick. I want to look at a September, October. But see, that's a bad example. Okay, here we go. September, October, we pump. Then holidays come, then we pump. But we can't really use this because this is all new territory, right? There's not a lot of trading volume at this level that we're at right now, other than the all-time high in 2017 and when we hit it in 2020. This is all new territory for everybody. So what is going to happen? Nobody can tell you. Nobody has a crystal ball that can tell you. All I can say is that I'm prepared to go down further than where we are, stay sideways or at these levels for the next few months, and then September, October, start to see some type of pump or try to set it an ascending wedge of some type. Or excuse me, not that was incorrect. Move upwards. I'm just saying we're gonna move upwards in September, October. I told you I'm not a TA expert. I'm just read the charts and I try to correlate or try to extrapolate whatever data I can. Right? I'm a miner that just loves to trade or trades on the side, and I did have a position in that just got filled at 19K because I did believe it was gonna go down, and it did. So here we are. We fell below 20K. That's bad. Could we fall further? Yes. I'm looking at 18.5, 16. And I believe we won't pick up until September, October, which coincides with the Ethereum merge. Just the short version of everything I was trying to say. Sorry for that long-winded answer. Anyways, here's why crypto experts are shrugging off the Bitcoin crash. Now, usually I cover these topics. I talk about it from my perspective, my opinion. It is my opinion. You're welcome to your own. And I share the links down in the description if you're interested in reviewing it yourself. So I am still on call. I am still working. I am still working with a new individual that I'm training for my full-time job. I have not been as active as much lately because I've been really damn busy. But more concerning over the structural problems, let me go back here and read, because they're talking about the value of Bitcoin. The world's most valuable cryptocurrency dropped to 21K on Wednesday. It lost a quarter of its value since Friday and sitting nearly 70% below the high of 68K per coin. Ether, the second most valuable digital currency, has lost about a third of its value since Friday and has dropped 75% below its highs. And right now, Ethereum is under 1,000. Right? So very bearish, very worrisome situation. More concerning are the structural problems, and this is the key here. Is that exchanges are locking down right now, right? So Binance, the world's biggest cryptocurrency exchange, paused withdrawals for a few hours on Monday, saying it had some transactions that got stuck, right? That was Monday. Blockchain or something in the blockchain or a block or something got stuck. But then we had Celsius, which has 1.7 million users, temporarily halt withdrawals due to extreme market conditions. They did not say when they would reopen the exchanges, indicating only that it would take some time. Coinbase, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the United States by trading volume, announced Tuesday that it would lay off about 18% of its workforce, citing a recession that could lead to another crypto winter and could last for an extended period. It's only June. Winter is coming. All right, so the famous Game of Thrones saying winter is coming. They also sent letters. Coinbase also sent letters rescinding the opportunity that they offered to employees. And that really kind of pissed off some people, and that's kind of dirty, right? I basically got my offer letter, I'm good to go. I got my start date. I'm about to start working at one of the top cryptocurrency firms in the world, and you rescind my application. That's gonna piss me off. That's not how you do business. But unfortunately, companies are pulling back. They're laying off more workers. We already had unemployment climbing up. We already have inflation. We already have the CPI that just came out. So there's a lot of factors that are making people panic right now. Crypto bear markets usually draw down between 85 and 90%, says Jason, co-founder of Blockworks, a research platform for crypto investors. Executive and builders in the last decade, two prolonged crypto downturns saw Bitcoin lose more than 80% of its value, but the coin bounced back and then some. During 2017 and 2018 crypto bear market, Bitcoin plummeted 83%. From 19,400 to 3,200. And by the way, that was a great time because we were able to gobble up some of that Bitcoin for cheap. But by November 2021, the coin was valued at 68K. During the same period, Ethereum, and they misspelled Ethereum, fell from $1,400 to $85, a drop of 95%. In November of 2021, the coin was valued at $4,850. The bear market between 2013 and 2015 also saw Bitcoin fall about 82% from 1127 to 200. If you bought Bitcoin at the peak of 2017 bull run around 20K, you saw a decline of over 80% over the following year. But if you continue to hold, you'll be up 60% right now, even after the crypto market's most recent decline from the all-time highs last November, says the CEO of Exchange Monster. Then we also have a comment here from Janowitz, who says, I really disagree with folks who say there's no way to recover from something like this. I think people look at crypto and think it's weird or it's not real. If you don't think crypto is real, then you probably think it's overvalued. But this drawdown isn't nearly as bad as the last crypto bear markets, he added. It's not. It's really not. But people are treating it so bad because they're new to the overall ecosystem. They're really panicked on what's going on. It's just a pain. Moving on, talking more about, what's going on and stuff like that. Central banks around the world increasing interest rates to combat inflation has led to investors pulling out of what are called risk assets or assets with a high degree of private volatility. Crypto is the ultimate risk asset, so it's the first to fall, says Dr. Berg. Bitcoin is not an inflation hedge, says Dr. Berg. Crypto becomes integrated in with the economy. It becomes responsive to the economic-wide macro shocks, right? So the economy overall, stocks and everything across the board are hit by the shock. Crypto is no different. It will be impacted. And it is, right? We had the crash of Terra, right? We have exchanges placing holds on placing holds, stopping users from being able to withdraw their funds. So it's a little bit worse because the amount of people that are participating in the ecosystem now, but it's not the worst bear market I have seen, and it seems that other people who've been in the space for such a long time would agree with that sentiment there. I do have Celsius, but I do not condone or recommend that people keep their funds on exchanges, right? So withdrawals and transfers between accounts are currently paused while we take steps to preserve and protect assets. This process will take time and there may be delays. And then they have a link to where you can go get more information. It's been saying that for quite some time this week. How long it will last, nobody has any concrete information. Binance paused transactions for a moment. I believe everything is good now. I don't use Binance because obviously my country and Binance US sucks. But we also have another one. What is it called? Babel. So crypto tummet spreads as lender Babel puts freeze on withdrawals, right? So this is bad in general for the overall ecosystem, right? And this is causing more panic than it needs to be. So we'll see how things respond. Good job, Ian. Thank you for taking care of that. My coworker, my buddy. This is bad overall, right? If more exchanges put holds, kind of like Robinhood, and people were comparing Celsius to Robinhood. I wouldn't say it's the exact same, but it's definitely something that, you know, it looks bad, right? It causes people to not trust you. They're going to pull their funds. They're going to move away from you. That's a very bad kind of precedence to set. Moving on, hours after Celsius announcement, Binance became the second platform to pause transactions. As CZ tweeted Monday, there would also be a 30-minute pause on Bitcoin withdrawals due to a stuck transaction causing a backlog. The halt was extended, but trading later resumed on Monday. The shutdown at Celsius sparked anger and frustration on social media, with the company giving no indication into its announcement and when it would allow users to withdraw their funds. Matter of fact, quick question for the live chat. Does anybody have any of their funds on Celsius? I'm just curious. You never want to keep a bulk of your funds on exchanges because of situations such as this. But more importantly, these guys aren't FDIC insured. They're not banks. You shouldn't be keeping your funds on these exchanges expecting that if something goes wrong, they'll take care of you. They'll make sure you get your money back. Now, some exchanges do have safeguards in place to where they can get the funds back to their clients. Matter of fact, Coinbase just sent me a notice when I logged into my account on my mobile app that they got some new Coinbase One program or something like that. And let me go look it up. Coinbase One. Yeah, subscription beta. What is this? Let's see if I can explain it. Cancel, get out of here. All right, so the new subscription service from the US-based exchange offers 0 transaction fees, $1 million in an account protection. So $1 million in account protection. And it looks like it costs $30 a month. They give you 30 days free, and it costs $30 a month. I wouldn't get it, right? I personally wouldn't get it. But it is something that you need to be aware of because these exchanges aren't FDIC insured or anything like that. So again, if something happens to them, you're just SOL. So the trading suspensions from Celsius came amid a $1 trillion loss in cryptocurrencies in the last 2 months alone, according to Reuters. Some investors are shying away from risky investments in favor of more stable assets amid deepening economic worries and economic grapples as the economy grapples with the highest inflation in 40 years. The shutdown at Celsius sparked anger and frustration on social media, blah, 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 giving no indication, blah, blah, blah. This is not okay, right? So this is a commenter. This is not okay. You're losing trust with your patrons and not acting in the best interest of your community. One person wrote in Celsius response after the trading was halt. Good morning to you, Big Irish. If you guys have any questions, send me a super chat or... Oh, yeah, I forgot to tweet this out. Let me tweet this out real quick. Send me a super chat or at me in the live chat. I will get to you as soon as possible. Live now for another episode. I want a NOS today episode, but I'm on call, so I got to be careful. I'll go up to the store after this. Caffeine and crypto. It's really unfortunate that we're at this point right now where these exchanges or these various spaces that we love so much are just plummeting the way they are, and the impact, because this really deters new users, and that's what we need. That's what we want. We want new users in the space. We want to help grow it. But more importantly, what we need to save this space is innovation, and we'll talk about that more in just a moment. So yeah, anyways, the total market cap of cryptocurrencies plunged below the $1 trillion on Monday to 983 billion. Let's go look at the coin market cap real quick and see where we are at. So we're at, whoops. All right, let me just count this out here. Hundreds, thousands, millions. We are at 838 trillion, right? We're under 1 trillion. We are way under 1 trillion. We are at 800. We lost another 100 billion. That's crazy. People are pulling their crap out, boy. They're ejecto-cito, cuz they are leaving. Right? They don't want nothing to do with it. They're selling their position, they're getting out, or maybe a lot of people are moving their money off of exchanges, which I would recommend. I would recommend a bulk of your holdings needs to be under your explicit control, that you should be able to access, that you own the private keys to, that you can manage, and whatever. It shouldn't be under an exchange's control. And I still don't know if it's still choppy, but OBS is telling me it is. Thank you for everybody who joined in. We got 60 viewers. Make sure you're hitting that like button. So the situation prompted some social media members to compare Celsius to Robinhood, as I mentioned earlier, the trading platform that restricted customers from transactions in so-called meme stocks in 2021 amid the wild swings in their prices. This decision prompted congressional hearings and scrutiny from regulators. It's unclear whether Celsius depositors will get their funds back. A cryptocurrency lender is not regulated like a bank, and there's no deposit insurance and no legal framework for who gets their money back first. Like in a bankruptcy, it's possible that Celsius investors, which include Quebec's pension fund, may get their investment back before Celsius depositors will. This was yet another bank run. You're not reinventing anything here. They were prompting their services as a better savings account, but in the end, you're just another unsecured lender, said Corey Klepson, CEO of Swan Bitcoin, who has been publicly skeptical of Celsius' business model for years. That's bad. It's true, and it's bad. An unsecured lender, right? You're promising APY or interest on the cryptocurrencies that you already own. You're expected to keep it in those accounts or lend it if you want to earn additional interest. You do so, but then they, through their poor practices, business practices, and poor business model design, screw up, and they lock the accounts done. And then what happens if they don't come back online? That could be thousands of dollars of money that you were expecting to have long term gone now, right? I had like $70 worth of USDC or something on it. I could care less, right? Because it was only USDC tied to the US dollar. If it becomes depegged, then I don't care, because it was $70. Never put in more than you're willing to lose. If you have money on these exchanges and something does happen like this, they pause, they lock it down, they never come back online, and you lose it, you need to be able to lose it. You need to be like, okay, that sucks, but I'm good, right? I'm good. You know, my kids are taken care of, my wife's taken care of. I still got a full-time job. Like, you need to put yourself in a strong position for the future, because this is the long game, guys. This is the long game. That's the biggest thing. This is the fucking long game. Stop playing the short game to get rich quick. It's not going to work. I know there's some coin that you can fucking go in there and be like, oh, you know, I turned $1,000 into $10,000. I know that. I know you can use leverage. I know you can win big. But don't expect to invest some money tonight and get rich in a couple months. It's not going to work that way. And I think that's what happened. We got a little too hypey, right? And not just crypto. Overall, stocks, everything, right? The pandemic happened. The markets were just going crazy, right? New all-time highs for various stocks, for various entities, for various corporations that just came out. As soon as a new company was publicly tradable on the stock exchange or whichever it was, people would flood it. It will pump, and then the price will drop, and it was just nothing but speculation. It was a bunch of people, and I'm happy the retail investor got in. I'm happy that you don't have to go down the street to a broker spend thousands of dollars to have them manage your money, and that you can do it yourself. The problem with that is you trade too emotionally. You need to remove emotion from trading. And when traders fuck up, that impacts the rest of the world, right? So now miners are making less money. And now you're probably going to be like, screw the miners. Well, that's fine, but we secure your damn network. So you might want to give us a little bit of fucking like leeway, bro. Like, you can talk crap all you want, but you wouldn't be where you are today if it weren't for miners. Every project that is out today started out on proof of work and was secured by the people at home that were also doing folding at home and other productive projects, rendering or otherwise, that used their hardware to help secure the network to make sure that those transactions went through, which then led to more innovation and growth, which comes up to our next point, the Ethereum merge. So I talked about earlier in this video that I believe we may fall just a little bit more, maybe 16.5, 18K. I think we could touch it, but I think we're going to move sideways, right? And then sometime in September, October, and I know that's like Comcast hours, right? That's 2 months, Chris. That's 2 months, Vega. Okay, well, I think around the time of the merge, we could start to see the crypto start to pick up and start to move up, is what I speculate on. It's pure speculation. Now, this is an opinion piece. I'm not going to go through everything, but we all heard of the Ethereum merge, and it might be the most telegraphed, technical event in the modern history of digital assets since the invention of Bitcoin, and it's most anticipated because Ether is the second largest digital asset as measured by network value. It is a major change to the network with significant attending execution risk, right? Execution risk is a big point. It has been delayed so many times the market participants had years to analyze it, right? And so I'm not going to go into great detail about this opinion piece, but the merge does have two possible outcomes. Either it works or it doesn't. If the merge doesn't work, that seems unlikely to be good for the price of Ether. Now, the price is down now. So can you imagine if they did the merge, we're still in this bearish market moving sideways, something goes wrong, and then we could see Ethereum go from like an $800 per coin to, $200, maybe, $150. That would really suck. While it may be unlikely, that is a chance. But if it does work, it seems unlikely to be good for the price of Ether because proof of stake based ETH will now directly compete for investor/speculator market share against a Penelope. I don't know if I said that right. Penelope. Yeah, that's not right. Basically a plethora of other major proof of stake digital assets. Now, Ethereum still is the number one coin, so to speak. While there are other assets that it will compete against, right? Solana and so on and so forth. I think Ethereum will still be fine. But either way, whether it's good or bad, it may not be a good thing for the overall coin as far as pricing. If you're just concerned about making money and don't care about the ecosystem, then yeah. What would probably happen is people are going to, as they get a confirmation on the merge date, the price is going to start to pick up. The merge is going to happen. Some people are going to take profits. The price might dip down a little bit after the merge, but then it will start to pick up as everything gets reported. Everything's okay. Everything's good to go. If there is any issues, then we'll have the price drop again. But if everything is good to go, merge is fine, the various outlets and ecosystems on the Ethereum system report everything is good to go, then we'll see the price start to climb up from there. What it could be in the future, long term, if you want my actual prediction, is I could easily see Ethereum surpassing its all-time high, which I believe was 4K, something like that. Let me go look it up. Like I said, I don't keep an eye on Ethereum like 24/7, guys. All right, so yeah, its all-time high was almost 5K, 48. So if this merge goes well and everything happens the way they want, it could easily be a 7K coin. It's my my personal opinion, not financial advice, just my personal opinion. And I'm just some guy on the internet in which you're watching in his bedroom as we do a live stream. Moving on, Mark Cuban. Of course, we got to have either Elon Musk or Mark Cuban comment on something every single time. Before we continue, it looks like Christian has a question for me, but let me go ahead and add this opinion piece to the video description, and you guys make your own decision on what you think is going to happen with Ethereum. All I know is I'm mining the heck out of it, stacking as much as possible to convert into other cryptocurrencies, in which I do love. All right, just dealing with some work stuff. Thank you for your patience. So Ethereum maximalists. Oh, wait, I got to answer this question. Christian R. Do you think that Ethereum Foundation will change their tune on miners? Will they begin to cater to miners again? No. No, because the people, the money, the real money behind Ethereum now, it hates miners, and they want miners off. They think they're overpaying us for security. They've been saying that for the longest time. We're harming the ecosystem because we're mining it. So much carbon and emissions and fossil fuels being burned just to power our rigs, machines, whatever it is. No, I don't think they'll change their tune. I think miners will be looked at as the bane. And we got to think about this real quick. Miners are not liked for a number of reasons. They were loved back in the day, right? Because any new chain that came out that was proof of work, the more miners on it, the more secure, the faster, or the transactions will go through. Not the faster transactions, but you can be relatively sure that your transaction is going to go through on that system because of the miners, right? But right now, in this world that we're in, miners are hated by gamers because, even though some scalper went to Best Buy before them, got there 2 minutes before and walked out with 10 boxes of GPUs, right? Or the big operations are ordering by the pallet to come to them. The gamers assume that you and I, the at-home miner, are the ones buying all the GPUs, so they can't have any. So gamers don't like us. Not all, but most. Venture capitalists, most of them don't like us. Now, some of them do, right? They do invest behind miners. As a matter of fact, I'm looking to have that conversation with people in Southeast U.S. For various operations and kind of get something going if anybody is interested, or if you know anybody that's interested. I already been talking to a number of people, but the problem with Florida is power. But that's a conversation for another time. But most of the venture capitalists, or the people that have the funding that go into just projects and development, don't really care for miners. There are two sides of it. There's the traders, or the project personnel, right? They invest in the personnel, the people that actually develop on those cryptocurrencies, Solana, Chainlink, whatever. And then there's the people that invest in mining operations. They don't know how to manage, maintain all that stuff, but they invest in the users, the end user, to help them, or multiple end users to help them, keep that mining operation running smoothly, get it set up, and keep it running smoothly. Then we have basically the people that don't understand what's going on and blame the current, if you're a state, like we're going to talk about New York here in a minute, that has a set goal to hit, by 2030, right? We got to reduce carbon emissions by this much by 2030, blah, blah, blah. And instead of going down in electrical usage, instead of going down and shutting down these older plants that produce power, we're instead turning them back on for miners. That sets a negative connotation. So some states are very supportive of miners. They're like, yeah, come. We want you to set up. And then the other states are just like, no. We got a target to hit, and you're not helping us with that target. But see, the counter argument to that is, by going, say for example, we were to go to my local electrical authority, and that energy conservation conversation comes up. Say that times fast. The misunderstanding is by me asking them to make sure that I got enough power for my operation, is forcing them to upgrade their infrastructure to make it better. And we're moving faster because the whole entire North America, not just the US, needs to improve its infrastructure, right? We need greener resources, right? We got hydro in certain areas, we got wind in certain areas, we got solar in certain areas. We need to beef up that infrastructure across the board. And by mining operations coming online, that's kind of shaking those counties, states, areas, countries to pick up the pace on improving that infrastructure. So I'm hoping the Biden infrastructure bill will make a mass improvement in our overall electrical grid. So even though energy conservationists are concerned about us burning fossil fuels, yeah, we'll probably have to burn fossil fuels during peak hours, stuff like that, to make sure the plant is getting the power it needs. But by increasing that demand, we should wind up forcing those energy companies to pick up greener practices, right? Because the energy companies don't want everybody to have renewable resources on each house. Like if I put a solar panel on each house in Florida, the energy companies will lobby me into the ground. They don't want that because then they're going to lose their piggy bank, right? So that mindset needs to change. And instead of being greedy, we need to understand that we need to do better for the planet and for society and for the people as a whole, for the future generations. The second thing is, not only are we forcing them to move faster, but when it comes to power draw, right? When you see the synth wave, you don't want it to be choppy, right? When you're getting voltage, you're overclocking, whatever, you don't want your power to be choppy, right? 9 times out of 10 it is, but that's why you got load line calibration. There's various things that you can do, various components you could use to kind of smooth out that power distribution. And when you have, for example, a town that is drawing so much power and it peaks and then it drops off during the evening. It peaks and then drops off, or it spikes throughout the day. By putting a small mining operation onto that same power grid, instead of having these big highs and lows that can cause the overall grid to have issues, for lack of a better word, it would actually smooth that out, right? Instead of having these huge spikes and lows, it would smooth it out. So it's like when the blow dryer, right? You plug in the blow dryer to your outlet, you blow your hair, and you see your lights dim, right? It's kind of the same thing, right? When you put a heavy load on something really quick, it can cause issues. It actually hurts the electrical grid to be underpowered. Like it needs to take this power and output it somewhere. And so when we have a low point in the electrical grid, yeah, it costs you less to run your water heater and whatnot. But we need to smooth out these ups and downs. And so we identify where those areas are. We can actually put a small mining operation or a big mining operation based on where that is. And that will help that electrical grid be a little bit more efficient, right? Because that efficiency is what's important to the overall electrical grid in that section, town, county, country. So yes, it has negative problems to it, but I believe long term, it will force the companies, the power companies, to pick up greener practices using more renewable resources. It will improve the overall infrastructure, right? You don't want to be running on some old archaic system and getting your power. Like I went over to my parents' house, which was built in the early 1900s, not like 1930, 1920, but like 1950, 1940, something like that. They have aluminum wire. They don't even have copper wire. They have aluminum wire. And I believe aluminum wire is really bad. And I could see it because you use the dimmer switch on my mom's kitchen and you see the light kind of flicker, right? At a certain frequency, even though it's maxed out. And when you use the blow dryer, it dims worse than it would on your bathroom or my bathroom. So like that house does need to be upgraded. I couldn't move my mining rigs there. But the point being is we need to update across the board is basically what it boils down to. We need to upgrade across the board, and I hope to see that happen. And I know, Christian, that turned into like a long-winded answer, like it always does, but I really do apologize. All right, so anyways, Mark Cuban. It's either freaking Elon Musk or Mark Cuban. Anyways, he says crypto crash reminds him of Warren Buffett's advice. When the tide goes out, you get to see who is swimming naked. Also got another quote here. It says, in stocks and crypto, you will see companies that were sustained by cheap, easy money, but didn't have valid business prospects will disappear. Celsius. The Shark Tank investor, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. Like Warren Buffett says, when the tide goes out, you will see who is swimming naked. Also, they quote, disruptive applications and technology released during a bear market, whether stocks or crypto or any business, will always find a market and succeed. And that's what we need right now during this downturn, is we need new, innovative, game-changing development or projects or applications to come out, and that's what's gonna help out. Now, again, Ethereum merge leading up to is gonna be like a buy the rumor, sell the news type thing, and I do believe that's gonna help out in the market pump during September, October. But if it goes bad, the merge fails or something goes bad during that merge, that can also be a negative issue. So we're really throwing the dice here. But I mean, the Ethereum devs wouldn't have delayed the bomb. They didn't delay the merge. They delayed the bomb. Wouldn't have delayed it if they weren't still somewhat on track. Because they really want to get it done. You could tell from their voice during the meeting, they don't want to push the merge back. They want to just get done with it. They want to be done with it. But at the same time, there's few in there that are urging caution because we don't want to rush this project, which I 100% agree. This is a lot of money you're messing with. So if the rates go up, it will struggle till it's priced in. The exception, as with stocks, for a new game-changing application. All right, so anyways, Mark Cuban is still bullish on crypto. Cool, whatever. FBI warns of cryptocurrency scams, and LinkedIn, they're everywhere, right? By the time this video gets done and gets uploaded, somebody will be down there talking about somebody at Telegram or WhatsApp that helped them get a bunch of Bitcoin, blah, 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 or pretend to be me telling you to hit them up. It's stupid. It's everywhere. It's on LinkedIn, it's Facebook, Twitter, Discord, everywhere. And companies like Discord are trying to make changes to try to like stop those guys. But it's a never-ending battle, right? You block a number, a new number calls you. You block an email, they got another email. You block keywords, they use different keywords. Like it's a never-ending battle. So anyways, FBI saying be careful. LinkedIn platform is now getting used for fraudulent cryptocurrency practices or people pretending to be a cryptocurrency expert that have a LinkedIn profile and use that as, oh, we're a professional team. We got a new project. We're out. But then there's no information on their background, what they did, what they do, stuff like that. For example, if you find me on LinkedIn, you will see my professional background that has nothing to do with crypto. But you would still see me as what I am and as what I've done in the tech space. So anyways, this New York situation, it's stupid. I don't know why. It's not going to work out the way they want. But at the same time, it looks like some of it's being walked back already. As far as like, oh, it's the ban, but it's not a ban. Or it's only going to affect this, but it's not going to affect that. I don't know. Basically, just like we talked about, they don't want a bunch of miners coming in there and causing these old plants that have been shut down or were about to be shut down from spinning back up just to provide you power to mine with your Bitcoin ASICs or Ethereum ASICs or KDA ASICs or whatever the hell ASICs you want. So there's a bill coming. They want to shut it down or prevent it, right? Like this is an old plant. That's really old, actually. But hey, I mean, if it's got the infrastructure in there for you to set up rigs and everything or ASICs, and it's cold up there, as you can see with the snow, that's a great opportunity right there to not only cool, but also power your machines right there at the plant itself, which we've seen more electrical plants start to pick up on. So we'll see how things actually pan out in the long run. But yeah, we'll see. Because New York is grappling with how to achieve 40% reduction in emissions from 1990 levels by 2030 and 85% by 2050. It likely means electrifying everything possible and ramping up zero emissions electric generation. Environmental advocates align against cryptocurrency mining industry argue there is no room for new energy-sucking industry that they see little benefit. And that's data centers too. You know, you say cryptocurrency, guys, but that's data centers too, right? So think about it. Your rigs are basically mini data centers. You're sitting there, you're computing, you're solving algorithmic problems, and you're providing a result, and you're getting paid on that result. That is data centers. And so is New York saying no to data centers too? because they draw just as much power too, depending on what the company is, what they're planning to do. So I don't know. Not a smart move. Instead of complaining about it, yes, we do need to move to more greener resources, but we need to not just be like, oh, well, you're drawing too much power, so I don't want you on my grid. Like, no, why don't you come up with a new solution, right? To help power this water right here. Can we do anything with that? Solar probably wouldn't be as good. Okay. Wind, probably not. We don't have enough space. Another thing with wind turbines that I don't like is the props or the propellers that air blows through. After so many years, they just get discarded in a landfill. That's stupid. That's a bunch of fiberglass that, I don't know. We got a lot of problems that we have to fix as a fucking society, guys. We really do. All right, looking at chat. Let's see here. What did I miss? What did I miss? I gave Christian a long answer. Thank you, Crypto Noob. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. All right, so Magic Lucky. The other advantage of smoothing out power demand, in theory, makes power costs go down. Why? Because peaker plants are very expensive to run power companies. I'm in the middle of something, Mr. Hobson. You're gonna have to wait. Yeah, so I mean, it smooths out the power. Because peaker plants, what are you saying, peaker plants? Peak power plants are very expensive to run. Now, you know what's funny? I didn't notice that we don't have a nuclear power plant near us. I thought we did in the downtown area of where I live, but we don't. We have one in Miami or near Miami and Orlando, or like in the middle section. I think it's Tampa and Orlando. But we don't have a lot of nuclear energy, and nuclear energy is getting more efficient and it's getting much better. The problem is dealing with that radioactive waste. What's up, Hawk Crypto Mining? You doing good? Sorry if I haven't said hi to everybody. Zan. All right, cool. All right, so let me wrap up things here real quick, and then we'll use the last few minutes. So Intel Arc A380 is not 25% faster than Radeon RX 64. Long story short, it looks like the DG GPUs from Intel are going to be very disappointing, but we'll have to wait and see how things pan out. Additionally, if I continue to the site, Microsoft Defender antivirus now, do you have to pay for it? It looks, I don't use Windows Defender, but you know, the free program that comes with Windows, you might actually have to pay for it now. So little tidbits there for you to look at. I will put it in the description if you're interested in that. Besides that, for all my viewers that watch this after the fact, that is it. I'm just going to chat with the live stream personnel moving forward. I got to get ready to check on a couple things for work related. As I mentioned, I am on call, and I'm always on call every once in a while, and you guys are very patient with me. I appreciate it. Some of you guys call me out like, oh, you're on the phone. Oh, you're an idiot. But it's all good. I don't pay attention to you guys too much. I pay attention to people that are nice or have constructive criticism. You don't have to be nice, but if you have constructive criticism, I'm all for it. But if you're just going to be a troll or a D-bag, I black out and I don't even understand what you're saying. I just ignore you. All right, moving on. Markets suck. All right, so SerpentX Tech, where are we at? Who's going to stake their ether in this market and people losing confidence? So right now, that's very stupid is, what is it? Didn't it depeg? I'm pretty sure it depeg. What is it? ETH, I think. Yeah, Lido stake ETH. Let's see where it's at. 931. Yeah, it depegged. It depegged. I think my boy Blind Run called it out in our last video. I mean, it's closely, but it depegged. And what's sad is you know, like Coinbase and all these platforms that offered ETH 2.0 staking, you can't do anything with it, right? Until the merge happens, you can't do anything with it, which is kind of good, because if we could do something with it, this will probably crash even harder. But no, it's a bad situation. It's a bad situation completely. Wouldn't it be better for Ethereum to merge when the market isn't fearful and losing confidence in the crypto? Yes. So you're going back to my statement that I mentioned earlier. And yes, so what we really want is um we want there it is. We want Ethereum to merge. If I were to pick a time, so we're in June. This is on a weekly chart. July, August. They already pushed it back to September. We want, if we could, I would like to see us break out and start pushing up, 30, 32K by September when the merge has happened. But if they do the merge right when we're cresting, right when we're that's the bottom, that's it, we're coming up, then it'd be good. It'd be really good for Ethereum. Doing it during a downturn or merging during a downturn, I mean, you can't go any lower than that unless they get up, something goes wrong, something big and dramatic. OpenSea doesn't work, or God forbid, some major application that millions of people use, billions of people use, breaks. Then yeah, that's gonna crash Ethereum to nothing. Well, maybe not nothing, but like $200. So there's no way to time this right. There's no way. You can't say the price of Ethereum is going to be at this date, and we need to complete the merge before then, or we need to complete the merge after then. There's no way to do it. They just need to do it right. Period. And right now, with everybody panicking, I believe what we're going to see here is a continue. We're still dropping. We just broke 19K now. We're underneath the old all-time high. Right? We're underneath of it. That's where my line is. 18,869. We are just like literally on it. Where could we go from here? Well, if we look at the past, as I mentioned, 16K was another point that I had. 18.5 was another one that I had, and we're already at 18.5. We're getting close to 18.5. So like, to go further than this, you have to look at the past and see, what were the major resistance and support levels. But this bear market isn't as bad as the previous bear markets. It just looks worse or more dramatic because there's so many more people involved. There's so many more people that got into cryptocurrency. That's why it looks so bad. There's more YouTubers now, right? Like the market's so saturated on YouTube with crypto traders, crypto miners, and stuff like that. It's very hard to distinguish yourself from the other people. But, like, look at all the coins. Look how many coins there are. There are 19,000, almost 20,000 cryptocurrencies. How do you distinguish your coin from 20 other thousand? It's really hard. You really have to have a good team, a good development, strong business practices, a good business model. Like, you really have to work hard to be successful in this cryptocurrency world right now, especially as exchanges are stopping people from utilizing it or withdrawing. Crypto companies are going bust. People are getting fired. Inflation is higher. CPI is going crap. Like, this is the worst time in a long time, and people are just afraid. Am I afraid? No. Do I got to hunker down? 100%. I need to spend my money wisely, right? I got bills to pay. I got 2 kids to feed and a wife to take care of. I have to spend my money wisely. I don't have a big operation. I don't have a big farm. I don't have a big channel. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to diversify, right? I do have some stocks. They're down too. I do have real estate that peaked out and I took advantage of it, but now it's starting to come down. I do have a cash position, which I don't like doing. I really would rather have it. But then what happens if I took that cash position and I put it in a Celsius because I can earn more interest than I would on a bank? I would be SOL. So Don't keep your money on exchanges. Keep your head down. Keep stacking them sats. Keep mining. I'm not saying buy cryptocurrency. For that person that was like, I'm an idiot for recommending, like, people should not buy this. Crypto is crashing. You're so dumb. Okay, let's answer that, WW Fresh. Love your name, by the way. I never said buy a particular cryptocurrency. Throughout that previous segment in which you say you're telling people to buy it. All right. I'm saying be smart. If you cannot buy $20 worth of Bitcoin right now, don't buy it. If you cannot afford to lose that $20 worth of Bitcoin right now, or over the next few years, don't buy it. But you need to be playing the long game instead of the short-term game, right? If you take your rent and you're like, I can't even pay for my electric and food. If I put it in Bitcoin now, there's a chance it might go up and I can take that, turn that money, that $1,000 for rent into $1,500 to where I have enough for food. That's a big gamble that you're gambling with. You don't want to do that. So just be smart, stack them sats, continue to mine, keep your head down. Biggest thing that you can do to help yourself out is focus down debt, right? Interest rates are climbing. Everything's going to shit. Focus down debt. That's just money that you're just throwing away right now. Focus down debt. If you put yourself in a lot of debt for your mining rigs, I understand why you don't want to sell your cryptocurrency to pay down that debt. I 100% understand. I'm in the same boat. But if there's debt just because, you bought that fancy fridge, that fancy car, that fancy rim, that fancy disc when everything was all hunky-dory and super nostalgic, or I guess you could say, when we were at these levels, then you messed up. And so now you just need to be cool and play the long game. So September, October, not only do we have the merge coming up, I still said August, September for the merge. The difficulty bomb was delayed past in September, basically. But I still think that Bitcoin and other markets will start to put in an uptrend September, October. So the merge and the uptrend kind of coincide. Will they be around the same time? I think so. I'm not a crystal ball person. I'm not a TA expert. I'm just using my common sense. So never invest more than you're willing to lose. Shit sucks. It will be okay. It's not the end of the fucking world. Calm down. And just chill out, guys. It's all good. It's all good. This is not the worst thing I've ever seen. So anyway, sorry if it was too much technical jargon. No, I love technical jargon. I just didn't understand the wording. A peaker plant is a power plant that sits idle most of the time. Thank you. Okay. That's why I was like, peaker plant. It only spins up when high demand times. That's why it's expensive. Right. 100%. So I understand how that happened. I just didn't know we called it peaker plant. So that power plant only spins up during peak times. Right? So if we're able, and I've seen this, right? So certain towns, certain places are able to run off of renewable energy pretty much indefinitely. But during peak times, when there's a demand for higher amounts of electricity, these power plants spin up, which burn fossil fuels. And that's what's happening in New York, right? They're turning on these older plants that are burning fossil fuels to sustain the Bitcoin mining, ASICs, whatever it might be. And they don't want that. But if we can improve our electrical grid to where we don't have to pull on these peak power plants, right? Because, in between these downtimes, right? When we got, let's say, Magic Lucky's town that's pulling X amount of power has a peak time between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m., right? So we'll have this mining operation not really down, but kind of idle. Oh, no, wait. No, we do want it on, but during the peak. Where is it at? I talked about this, and now I'm just f***ing up this analogy. Long story short, the same thing is still true. When you have these big highs and lows in the electrical grid, that can be harmful to the components, transformers, overall. So if during a lull, we could have that mining operation kind of pick up, then we can sustain it, stop it from dropping, and be a little bit more stable, is what I'm trying to say. And I did a very poor job of saying that. So my apologies to my supporters. For everybody that's my haters, not sorry, but thank you anyways. I would not be surprised if we see a $300 ETH again, to be honest. That's very much possible. $600 down, yeah, that's very much possible. Ethereum should merge on the BTC halving, right? This is why, this way people would have renewed spirits and confidence in staking. I don't care about Ether, but they need to merge close to 2024. I don't think they're gonna wait, Christian. I think they're gonna push it. The devs, the the big money in the Ethereum market want this merge to go through. They want to go through now, and that's one of the things that Michael and myself were calling for. Is like, yeah, go ahead, go through, but don't rush it. Double check. Is there a checklist that you've been going through? Have you been communicating with OpenSea, Rarible, and all the various platforms that you have all this money on? Make sure everything is good to go. Their testing worked. Everything went well before you go pushing things through. Thank you, Red Panda Mining. Hope you're doing well. I'm buying ETH when it's at $100, says Red Panda Mining. I'm DCA and BTC play money that I don't care if I lost. Yeah, see, Dan, exactly. Like, if you lose it, it doesn't hurt you, doesn't harm you. Your bills are paid. You're good to go. Planets of Humans film on YouTube. We're very far from renewable energy. Yeah. At least sustainable renewable energy. I mean, we have renewable energy, but I'm not going solar. I talked about this with Rabbit Mining, I think during this live stream. I'm waiting for the solar panels to become more efficient, right? Because right now there's a lot of quite a bit of loss from that sunlight hitting the solar panel and then that getting converted into energy. The efficiency is still getting tweaked. And also the panels, they can only go so high. Unless you're going like super commercial or high end, they only have so many watts. And I need a lot of power because I also want to be able to store that power to, a battery of some type. So anyways, I'm calling it the merge 2025. I'm calling it merge 2025. They're gonna want to push it. I mean, it could coincide with Bitcoin's halving, but they're gonna want to push it. Ethereum is its own thing, and they want to separate itself from the rest of the ecosystem. That's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a blessing and a curse. So we'll just have to see. I was unfortunately cursing a number of times through this video, so I'm gonna have to. I don't know. We'll see if YouTube demonetizes me. I'm just a regular guy talking to you, giving my opinion and speculation on things. I'm going to continue to mine, even though it's actually costing me more, right? My power went up. Like, all of our power went up. Even though it's costing me more, I'm going to continue to mine because I was mining through that very big downturn way back when that I don't even think is on this chart. Yeah, it's not even on this chart. Back here. So there was a couple downturns, or a big downturn and a little one, I guess, around here. And then this one right here was really fun. What is that, Black Thursday? Where we went down to what? Like 32. Where we dipped really hard. Or no, this was Black Thursday right here. On March 9th, 2020. Yeah, where we went down back to the 30,000. That was fun. But, I mean, we were mining. I mean, Red Panda was a small channel. Red Panda, me, Savage Mine, Son of Attack, Voscoin, a number of those guys were still smaller. Like, they're not as big. They weren't as big as they were then during this time right here. Right? And 2018, like 2017 had the hype. It went off, right? Channels started to pop up. Few of them kind of fell off, stopped making videos. We dipped back down. We fell here, but then you still had us making videos. So there's OGs that are in the space, and there's OGs that you don't even know about that don't even have YouTube channels. They have a voice, but they don't even have YouTube channels. They may be on Twitter and other platforms, but they don't make videos like I do, that have a wealth of knowledge that I just enjoy digging into and learning from. But we were mining during this downturn. Some people said I can't power my rigs or I can't mine anymore because, it's just unprofitable, whatever. I was still mining. I was mining at a negative loss. I am not negative right now. I'm still profitable. But I'm just saying, like, I will mine even in the negative. It does not matter to me. Because the biggest thing is I'm looking at the value of crypto I'm getting over time. I'm way past 12. You can see right now 630 60s Ergo is the top coin to mine. Ethereum falling down. Obviously, it depends on the coin, right? Like if we go with the 3080 Ti instead of the 3060s and calculate, Ethereum's still number one for it. But, you know, depending on your GPU, Ethereum isn't the most profitable anymore. Ethereum is not going to hold that king of mining crown much longer. It will be dethroned, and somebody else will take over. And when they do, you know, all those people that are just like mining's dead after merge, mining's dead after merge, they're just going to be like, wow, mining isn't dead. You may not be mining as profitable as you were back at the all-time highs, but you're still mining and you're still very much profitable, and you're still able to pay for your electric, pay for what you need, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just a matter of time. Just gotta hang in there, guys. Measure twice and cut once. Yes. All right, so do you know any exchange company that survived the last bear market? Ooh. Well, I mean, Coinbase has been around, even in the last bear market. Kraken, another one. Do you know any exchange company that has survived the last bear market? When you say last bear market, the last bear market was here, right? So we had one in 2020, right? This one right here in 2019 after the 2017 high, Coinbase, Kraken, Binance. But this one is more dramatic because there's a lot of new people in the space, and they got wrecked, right? They were playing around in this area during closer to this level, while we've been in the game since this level. So it's not as big of an impact to us than anybody else. He did call moved. They say you can just buy instead of mining since it's cheaper. Plus, you don't wear out your GPUs and deal with heat. That's true. So you could go and buy. You could just go buy, you know, Ethereum, right? Buy one Ethereum right now, $1,000. Boom, done. Got one Ethereum, right? And it will take me with my setup, right? It may not take Red Panda long, but it may take me a month and some change to get one Ethereum. That's 100% true. But I'm paying electric for it. You spent $1,000. Like, hang on, let's do some math. If we were to buy Ethereum right now, let me do some math real quick. Bear with me 1 second. That's a day times. Okay. So you can't see this. Hang on 1 second. So basically 2 months. 2 months. That's 1.2 ETH. Okay. Let me put you back over here just so you guys got something to watch. We need to wrap up this video. All right, so 1.2 ETH. But my electric is at times. I think it's actually. Yeah, it's about even. I would have spent $550 to get 1.2 ETH over that 2-month period versus you spending $1,000. So I did get it at a discount. And then the other catch is, by the time I mined that, you know, ETH could have went from 400 to 1,000 up to 1,500 back down to 300, and so it varies. So it just depends on your risk profile. Me, the reason I mine is because I enjoy tinkering. I really do enjoy just tinkering, right? That's how I got into mining way back when. It wasn't so much, you know, I mined because everybody was talking about it, because I was doing it before anybody was talking about it. What happened was I was an enthusiast overclocker. I still am. I went to LAN parties and we drank balls, energy drinks, and fucking played CSGO. It was great. It was great times. Working a POS job and making good money and having a good time. And somebody mentioned it in passing, and you know, Feathercoin, Bitcoin, and I just started looking and I was like, huh, you know, I got a old school GPU. Let's see how much that would do. And then I was like, oh, all right, let's get my current GPU on it. And it just started to snowball from there, right? And you just accumulate over time. You upgrade components. You get better hash rate, and it gets fun, right? It gets fun. And that aspect of tinkering and figuring out the best performance per watt. It's just like overclocking, right? You don't performance per watt doesn't matter when you're overclocking and trying to get some benchmark scores or high benchmark scores. You want to get stable power, and you want to get the highest number you can. How high can you overclock your GPU, your memory, your CPU, your actual memory, right? Your speed, your timings, all that played into why I like mining. So I don't just do it. I could buy, but I enjoy the mining aspect. There's some love and hate there, right? Heat, electricity, right? My wife doesn't like the heat, which is why I had to get a grow tent. The electric build, not always the best, but I can manage. And my AMD rig tends to crash a lot on me. So there's that love and hate relationship, right? It is a baby, right? That I have to take care of, I have to nurture, I have to make sure it's running good, it's running stable, it's running 24/7. Because uptime is key. But it's something that I enjoy to do. It's not for everybody, though. It's not for everybody. You don't want to manage this rig. You don't want to have to listen to the noise, deal with the heat, have to run your AC. Great. Go out and buy. But obviously, don't buy more than you're willing to lose. And if you are going to invest, don't invest all of it. Put all your eggs in one basket in one exchange. Because what happens with that exchange? Just like we've seen with Celsius. What was it? Babel? What's the other one? It's not Babel. What is it? I lost it already. Yeah, Babel. Babel freezes withdrawals. You know, what happens with those crypto exchanges? Just go down, stop you from withdrawing. You just don't want to do that. So anyways, yeah. Things are going good, Cody. Hope you're doing all right. I'm actually getting ready to wrap up. So let's see who's live right now. See what's going on. Anybody going live? Oh, so Rabbit Mine is going live at 1, but he's not live right now. Red Panda, you going live? Red, you need to come on the show one day and just chat with me during some news topics. We could go over some news topics and stuff and see what's going on. But yeah, I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Get back to work because I am still on call. Get some things done. And kind of go from there. So nothing too fancy. Let's check out video cards real quick. Nothing too fancy today. Market lulls, sucks, whatever. Intel isn't as powerful as people would like. Nvidia 44,000 or Ada Lovelace. Don't type that into Google, by the way. It's rumored to reach 800 watts on desktop. Yeah, new hardware is going to be a pain. It's going to be, I always love new hardware. Oh, I did get my Steam Deck. Yeah, that's right. I did get my Steam Deck. I recorded like a little video, but I don't know if I'm going to put it out. Because, I mean, there's so many Steam Deck videos, but I might do it. I don't know. But yeah, look, GPUs are easier to get now. So if you're interested in getting into mining, you know, you can get yourself some GPUs for a lot cheaper than they were before. Look at that. 3060 Ti Founders Edition. $450, bro. That shit was like $1,000, guys. So things are getting better. Hardware is becoming more plentiful. People are selling their GPU secondhand. Check locally. Check nearby. Check, you know, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. Obviously, don't meet them in a dark alley somewhere. Make sure it's in a public place, maybe by a building, whatever. And then, yeah. We'll see how things go. So take care, guys. Thank you for watching. Please do me a favor on the way out, hit the like button. Don't forget to get subscribed, hit the notification bell to stay up to date, as well as check out links in the description to help support us. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Sorry about that. Happy Father's Day.